I'm just like letting this warm my hands for a minute. I'm so cold.
Are you recording?
I am. You want to say hi to the people?
Hey guys and gals.
Friends. Family. It's been a long time.
It has been. Yes, we're still alive.
Yes, we're still alive. We've been, look at that dog in the garden bed.
Mm-hmm.
So
Squirrel.
I've been working on a few things. The two main things was the home apothecary course that I filmed with Kaylee over at the Honeystead. We've been working on that since October. And then I'm working on my final manuscript for my planner, which is due next month. So those things have just kind of been high priority, along with finishing the high tunnel, getting projects on the farm ready for spring planting, really.
We've been busy.
We have been so busy.
And we apologize because YouTube is taking a back burner.
I know. We're only 2 people though, and I think that's what we learned is in this season we had to make a shift. But it's a fun day. It's an exciting day because it is launch day. So the home apothecary course is officially live. We have early bird pricing for the first 72 hours, so it'll run through Sunday at midnight. So if you've been interested in that, and then we also did a VIP, kind of similar to what Jessica and I did when we launched our Growing Gardeners course. You have access to us through a private Facebook group throughout the duration of your course to ask questions. Kaylee and I will pop on there, interact with you guys. We're doing a 2-hour live Q&A and then a swag bag filled with our favorite herbal goodies. So if you guys have been waiting on that, you have been interested in that, the links to that are down below. I'm going to give you a little snippet of what all is included. It's really just for the aspiring and beginner herbalists. We cover everything that we thought would be really just appropriate for someone starting out, and we try to do it in a very accessible, digestible way so that you don't get overwhelmed with all the information. But here's a little sneak peek of what you can find in the course. Gosh, I feel like this morning when I woke up at the crack of dawn, and it was just like a sigh of relief. You know when you work on a project for so long and then you put it out into the world and you're just like, whoa, we did that. It's kind of how I feel.
It's definitely been a labor of love. She has spent
hours upon hours. Launching a course is no joke. 8 to 10
hours a day.
But we appreciate you guys supporting us. If this isn't for you, but maybe, you know, a friend or a family member, pass this information along. We really appreciate it. But I do want to go show you guys the high tunnel, because even though we've been absent, the farm has still been rocking and rolling.
Absolutely.
And this week, we finished our high tunnel build for Bootstrap Farmer. And it looks really good. We're still finishing out the beds.
If any of you guys have ever put up a high tunnel, you know the challenge that I've faced. And I've been working on this high tunnel for
8 or 10 hours a day.
7 or 8 months. And, you know, I took the summer off because I didn't want to work out in the 120 degree tunnel. But, oh my goodness. This has been a labor of love for me, and so I'm finally excited to have it finished.
Yeah.
So, and it looks
Dahlias
fantastic.
will go in there. I've been pre-sprouting ranunculus. I just placed one of my seed orders. So we are really, it's happening. But in a few weeks, we're going to share with you guys one of the biggest things we've been working on. And I think this is one you guys are going to be so stoked about, which is really the course and the book, the planner, all of these things, the high tunnel, they have taken us away. But this one thing in particular has been a big contributing factor.
So stay tuned.
We're pretty stoked about it. But, okay. You want to hold my coffee and I'll hold the camera? Can you double fist it?
I can double fist. I'm used to double fist.
I can't wait to show you guys the tunnel. You're going to love it. Just make sure you drink yours and not mine.
I don't want yours.
Okay, all right, let's go. Do you think we should show the new tunnel or the old tunnel first? You tell me, make a decision.
Show the new tunnel first.
The new tunnel? Okay, let's go. I feel so giddy right now between it being like launch day and the tunnel being done and my seed order came yesterday and I'm feeling good this morning.
Well, good. I'm glad you're feeling good.
Okay, I'm about to turn you guys around so you can see it. All right, here we have her. We will be doing a whole video series on the specs of this tunnel, but got the double doors.
Sorry, it's not exactly cleaned up yet. But.
No, it's great. Can see we've been hauling dirt in. So we ended up doing 4 beds. They are 36-inch beds, and the walkways are 24-inch, I believe. Now, traditionally, people in tunnels will do like 30-inch beds and 12-inch walkways. Since we're doing dahlias in here and we're gonna need lots of buckets, usually me and Nathan are harvesting at the same time. 12-inch walkways just did not seem big enough for us to be able to maneuver at all. I wanted to be able to get a wheelbarrow in here for cleanup, things like that. So that's why we decided to only do 4 beds, but we made them wider so that we can get more in there. But looks great. We got our insect netting, so that's actually what this is right now. We installed insect netting just to kind of help with our pest pressure for dahlias and things like that. Specifically grasshoppers is what we deal with. And then the walls will just roll down. So we'll do an entire video sharing everything. We still have to build out this bed right here. You can tell the dirt's not as nice as this, and we still have to finish building this one out. But all in all, not very much work left. We won't actually be planting in here until June. And really our big spring task is just going to be making sure any grass that comes up, we're managing weeds really well. I might throw a cover crop in here just to feed, but really we're going to just be adding so many amendments. We're going to be doing worm castings and azomite and feather mill and just spending the next few months really trying to build up the soil nutrients so that we have a good year. Most times that you start a new garden bed or a tunnel, you'll notice you don't have the best crops, and that's usually just because the soil isn't super established yet. So our goal is to just work on the soil, weed management, and then come June we'll plant it with all of our beautiful dahlias. So wanted to share this with you, but bootstraps coming later next week, and we'll be doing a ton of content. I'll share a lot more with you, all the specs of the tunnel, why we chose this tunnel, why we like it, what we would suggest to you guys as well, the cost of this, how we plan on making our money back on this, all the fun things. Babe, is there anything else we need to, I told them we're gonna have a lot of content sharing the specs of this, why this tunnel, how we plan on turning profit in here, but anything else they need to know, you think? So I do want to make sure I got this right, but I told them it was 36-inch beds by 24-inch walkways. Is that right?
Yeah, so we've got 12-inch walkways on the outside because we do have insect netting, and so we're not going to be able to harvest from the outside, so we needed a space to be able to step. 12-inch walkways on the outside, 24-inch walkways in the middle between our 36-inch beds.
Yeah.
We were going to do 30-inch.
And 12-inch, I explained that was kind of a pain.
It was a pain and the math didn't add up.
Yeah.
And so
and then,
if we were growing food in here, we would have done it different.
Yeah.
But we're growing flowers. Did you explain all that?
Yep.
Okay, I'll shut up then.
No, you're doing great. I asked for what else you wanted to add. We will also, we're waiting on wood chips, so we have the landscape fabric down now, but then we will add wood chips on top of there. I told them our big goal right now for the next few months until June, which is when we plan on planting, is just to add microbiome to the soil, amendments, weeding. This soil got dumped outside, so there's just a lot of grass seed in it back in the, back when it was so warm. And so as it warms up and it germinates and all that grass seed starts to sprout, we're just going to be really, really diligent about being in here every day, weeding, adding amendments. We still have to put our phosphorus hydrant in here and run irrigation. So we still have quite a few more tasks in that regard. And then we're building out the front and putting a retaining wall up so that it doesn't flood.
Yeah. And you can show them that. But yeah, we essentially, when they built this pad, had to dig into our ground. And so now we have probably a 3-foot embankment. And so when the rain comes, it just rolls right down the embankment and right through here. And so we've got to build a retaining wall to prevent all the excess rainwater.
How beautiful is this going to be, though? Just to open those double doors and just dahlias.
It's going to be nothing but flowers. It's going to be the most beautiful tunnel.
I've been working on building out my CSA. So we're doing a flower CSA this year. And I've just been working out, and one of those is going to be a dahlia subscription. And I'm just excited. I've dreamed of turning our farm to a flower farm for a couple years now and just haven't ever made the commitment. And now that we've committed, I'm just really excited because I know it's going to be so beautiful and just allow so many other opportunities for those on-farms events we've been talking about. We are trying to partner and do a couple weddings this year. So that'll just be real exciting. All right. I've been getting rained on every time I've come in here. It's been so humid that when I shut the door, I just get a shower.
Yeah. So just do this a couple of times before you walk in.
Why do you just now tell me that trick? I mean, like, I'll just sit there and get showered. I'm gonna let you bring the camera in. Also,
well, then you're gonna have to hold my coffee.
Now I get to double fist it?
Yeah.
Don't worry, I won't drink yours either. Oh.
All right, here we go.
Here we go. Now, I still have a few stuff that needs to get cleaned out. I would say next week, the peppers, the Sugar Rush peppers are coming out.
Yeah, check these suckers out. These are the never-ending peppers. They produce.
I planted those like early spring. Here, let me give them a little walk around. And we just have some maintenance. I'm working on so many other things that thankfully Nathan has just kind of taken over, making sure the tunnel, he's been doing my maintenance for me. But next week we are having some friends over and it's going to be fermenting time. Look at that massive cabbage. One of the things I've been telling people though that I love, people ask me all the time, why do you want a high tunnel or what's the benefit? I mean, I haven't been able to be in here to cultivate, to weed, maintenance for months. I mean, I would say probably since October I've been in here to just check on things but haven't really worked in here.
Yeah.
But because we have our irrigation, because we set up insect netting, I mean, if you look in our tunnel, like there's life everywhere. That's the great thing. Even if you don't have a tunnel, just automating your farm, it's gonna pay you in dividends forever.
This is essentially a controlled environment. So this time of year it's a controlled environment.
Yeah.
It can be 50 degrees outside and it's 85 in here. And so that's why our tomatoes are still thriving. And
it's great because we have our irrigation, we had all of our systems in place. You guys know I talk about that in my book all the time. Get a system, be efficient, have a plan. And even though I've been busy, we still have food. So we still have a ton of celery we need to harvest. I mean, these cabbages, babe, are... Yeah. So I interplanted... Oh, I know. Yeah, our Brussels. Look at that, you guys. They're starting to pop on, aren't they? I know. So we gave up on trellising. Nathan said he did a really good job being a maintenance man because he didn't continue to clip. But we didn't prune any of these, so that's okay. But we've had really low nights, like, what, 20s and 30s, babe? But you guys can see so many tomatoes. So these were all the paste tomatoes. Oh my gosh, babe, look at that. You guys, it's December. And look how lush and green. I did see these little clusters, little romas. So the tomatoes are kind of a jungle. We still have to take down our cucumber trellis. But all of the brassicas are doing so great. Which we were looking the other day, and we've got broccoli. I mean, oh my gosh.
One's the size of my head.
This broccoli is the size of your head. So next week, our big goal is to harvest and preserve. So we'll be freezing all of this. I am going to do some fermented broccoli and cauliflower. But look how just big these are. Here we have, I did take the insect netting off because the plants are getting so tall. So you can see we got some pest damage, but it doesn't seem to be affecting the actual plant from producing. So let's go look at this cauliflower over here you saw the other day. Look at that, honey. Some more brassicas. I've got my Chinese cabbage. I put this in later, and it's usually always a little slow growing. So this will be for kimchi. We've got more cauliflower, which is looking mighty fine. We've got our kohlrabi, which we will be fermenting all of that. We've got the purple. So this is the Cossack variety. And then this is the purple Vienna.
Look at that one to the right. It's bigger.
Oh yeah. And then we have been slowly harvesting radishes. Gosh, babe, look at that tomato.
No.
Wow, that is a honkin'.
A honkin'?
They haven't blushed yet though. And we are not supplementing with heat at all. And I feel like if it was just a little bit hotter for a longer period of time.
Mm-hmm. It's because it gets a little chilly at night.
Yeah, it gets a little cold. But then, check out these daikon radishes. We will be fermenting all of these. Look at them.
Look at this one.
Wow, that one is huge. I love daikons because they take a lot longer to grow than just your standard radish because they're so much bigger. But it's great to put in late summer and just let them get big, just like this. So
That's the thing, we can harvest these and play another round.
Yes, we can. We'll feed all the tops to the sheep. But these are just so great. I just don't like how spiky radish greens are.
I think they're fantastic. They taste close to a mustard green.
Yeah. And then we still have plenty of peppers here. So we'll actually let these go longer, even though we're going to take the sugar rush out. The sugar rush, they're just, the actual plant itself is starting to look bad, but these plants actually look good still. So we'll go ahead and keep these hanging on for a little bit longer. All right, babe, so what in here?
Sorry.
You did that on purpose.
I didn't do it. You told me to shut the door.
Purpose. What a dirt. Okay, so what in here right now are you most excited about?
Most excited?
Yeah.
Well, we are almost out of kimchi, and I love kimchi, so that and the kohlrabi. I love kohlrabi.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sick and tired of buying broccoli because we eat broccoli all the time.
Yeah.
Now we've got plenty of broccoli, or I say plenty, that won't last us.
Mm-mm. What I'll probably do is really emphasize, so the kohlrabi, I know we don't have enough based off of what we eat, so I will make sure to go ahead and plant more in the spring, because that is one of those things that we can't. I have a hard time here in our zone getting brassicas to do well in the spring. It gets so hot. So we were 7B. The USDA just changed all the growing zones, so now we're 8A, which I'm not actually sure is accurate. That's the same as Houston, Texas, and I just don't think we get as hot as Houston, Texas.
There's probably a 30-day, 60-day span where they're probably hotter But
yeah, I'm probably still going to plant all of my stuff at the same time. It's not going to change my planting dates because you just never know. Arkansas has weird weather, but I'll probably go ahead and do a lot more kohlrabi in the springtime, and I may even try to do in here an early round, you know, of broccoli again. We'll see. But I'm with you. These cabbages look beautiful. I love growing cabbage. The girls love eating it raw. We are actually, so traditionally kimchi is made with Chinese cabbage. We are actually going to attempt to make it with standard cabbage because we still have sauerkraut and we kind of gravitate to kimchi more than we would kraut. So we're going to kind of experiment this year and make it with just our standard cabbage, and see what happens.
We experimented last year with kimchi, just with different flavors. We, you know, did a really spicy one, we did a really garlicky one, and we just gravitate towards the kimchi. We eat it with everything, and so I want to experiment even more this year. Make like 5 different flavors, maybe.
5?
5, why not?
You guys have kimchi recipes. Leave them down below.
Well, you essentially take the kimchi recipe that we have and we just modify it, right? We just add different flavors to it. So.
All right, you guys. Well, thanks for hanging out with us on this Friday morning. Thanks for letting us show off our new tunnel. Nathan, you did so great.
I had lots of help. Thank you,
Caleb, Jeremy,
and Sean at Mindful Farmer. Like, we had lots of help.
Yeah,
so.
Caleb's been here about once a week for months.
To be honest with you, a lot of these tasks are not a one person.
Yeah.
And so I've been putting them off. No motivation to start.
Yeah.
And my friend Caleb is just one of those guys. He's like, well, we just got to grind and get it done. And so he'll come over and he gets me motivated. And
it's fun to have a buddy.
Yes.
All right, you guys, don't forget the Home Apothecary course is now live. The link's down below. If you want early bird pricing, it is only available through Sunday at midnight. And our VIP tier, it is limited spots. So if you want to get in on that, get in on it before it sells out. But thank you guys so much. If you can just keep sending all your prayers and love as I am finishing out this planner. That's kind of the next big project before the year ends. I can't wait to share with you guys. I know it's going to be a beautiful resource for you guys, but I just can't wait to get back to this. I feel like I've had all these other projects, which when you're a business owner, you have to prioritize those things. But I'm ready for a season of planning. Nathan and I are going to be sharing a lot of content around that, how we're planning our crop plans, ordering seeds. A lot of this is going to be in my planner as well, but I know it's just going to be, 2024 is going to be a good year.
It's going to be a great year.
Someone told me the other day 2024 was going to feel like I was hitting the lottery, and I didn't quite know what they meant then, but I feel like in the last few weeks I've had a better understanding of, all right, this is going to be good. But we love you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of our family and our community. We literally couldn't do what we do without the support of you guys, so thank you. Cheers. Have a good weekend. We'll see you next week.